Lately, I've been posting a lot of pictures of things in my collection to Instagram, and I've been noticing a lot of things that other people are sharing as well, and it's made me think recently, what other things are you guys collecting? Hi everyone, so even though this is still technically video game related in a sense, this is a collection of stuff that I have had interest in over the last 20 years, give or take. And I am very happy to take this moment here and share what I have. Some of these items, you might have seen them on my Instagram page if you have taken the time to check that out as well. I thought I'd go ahead and put together a video looking at some of these virtual pets, digivices, and other similar items that I have in my collection. These range from Pokemon to Digimon to Mega Man to Tamagotchi, all sorts of different things. So first up, I have these two devices right here. Those of you that might be roughly the same age as me might recognize these as the original Pokédex, and this is the D terminal from the second season of Digimon. And both of these are toys that I wanted as a kid, but couldn't get because they were too expensive. I believe these were around $30 to $50, somewhere in that price range at the time. But they were too pricey for what little they did. But they were nice in that both of these offered up a similar feature in that you can get a look at all the different Pokemon and Digimon that were available at that time. Next up, I have some of these Pocket Pikachus or Pokemon Minis. I forget what they were called in North America. But in Japan, they were referred to as Pocket Pikachu. You have the standard version and the color version. And what these are basically just Tamagotchis that let you raise a Pikachu. And I had a friend as a kid that had one of these, and I wanted one of these just as badly as I wanted the Pokédex and the Digivice and all these other things. But there were just so many things that I wanted as a kid that I knew I just couldn't have. And over the last several years, I've been trying to track down all these items to add them to my collection. And very happy to have these as well. Next is something that I did have as a kid. At least I was able to get a Digivice every few years as a birthday present or some other kind of gift. And I was very happy to get this Digivice here. It is the Digivice from Season 4, Digimon Frontier. I have had this ever since it came out. I haven't been playing much with this over the last few years, but very happy to still have it and still be in such great condition. And this one here is specifically the version that JP had. That's the name of the character in the show. And I always did like that character and Beetlemon, and fairly recently I was able to track down a Beetlemon action figure as well, which I'm very happy about. Now, there are a couple more Digivices in here. I'll just go over them quickly. There's the Digivice from Season 3. This one belonged to Rika and Renamon. There is another one from Season 2. I have a couple from Season 2. They seem to be the most common, and if you are interested in tracking some of these down, typically Digivices from Season 2 are the easiest to get. So there's the yellow one and the green one as well. I believe these were Davis, TK, and Cody's Digivices, but I might be wrong about that. I'm still trying to find a Digivice from Season 1, but those ones are, well, they have the most nostalgia behind them, and they even made anniversary versions of them, and even those ones are hard to come by. I have some of these like random Digivices that weren't associated to any series, and they did connect to other games and some arcade cabinets as well. I have 2 of these. I believe these were called Digimon Accelerators. That's them. There's this little one that is a digital monster. I think it was some kind of cross something. There are some of these as well. Now, these were the original Digivices, like the original Digimon virtual pet toys to first come out. These ones were from before the show was even a thing, and they were made to be boy versions of Tamagotchis, which were intended to be for girls. But these were never that big in North America. They were bigger in Japan and in other countries. But here in Canada, I never saw these as a kid. In fact, the first ones that I ever saw were for the first season of Digimon. But I've been trying to track down some of these to add to my collection. I do have one that is complete in box, and I did have the opportunity to buy 2 of those, but for whatever reason I decided to just grab the one, which is kind of stupid considering it only cost me $30 to get that one. Next is a set of these Mega Man NT Warriors PETs or pets. Now these ones here work pretty much exactly the same as a Digivice, same concept overall, but like the Season 3 Digivice that had a card swipe mechanism on the side there that you could swipe different cards into, these here came with chips, battle chips specifically, that were... They functioned in the same way that they did in the cartoon to a degree, but what you did with these chips is slot them in the top and they would give you added stats for your character on the device itself. And those are both something that I really desperately wanted as a kid, because when you're a kid, of course, you want everything. And either you give up on it or, like me, try to track one down many years after the fact to add to your collection and be able to enjoy it. And just a few more items in here. I used to have a huge Tamagotchi collection, but I did fairly recently get rid of most of them, and I decided to hold on to just these 2 here, which are both Tamagotchi Connection from the mid-2000s. I had a whole bunch of them when I was younger, throughout the mid-90s, mid to late 90s. I had a bunch, but all those are long gone, long dead, and who knows if I would have even cared to keep them up to this point. But at least I'm happy to have some Tamagotchis still in my collection. Not something that I really care for that much anymore, but it is a reminder of my childhood at least. And that's it. That's all that I wanted to show. I wanted to just take this moment to look at a couple other things in my collection that I don't really show all that much, but I have a lot of interest in and a lot of love for. I really like Digimon and Pokemon, both fairly equally. I've liked them ever since I was a kid, and still 20 years after the fact, continue to love them and continue to play games in both of these series, and very happy to have these in my collection. And yeah, so if there's anything that you want to share, anything that you might be collecting, just put it in the comment section below. And as always, anything you want to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just put it in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website, and my new Instagram account as well. All those are linked in the description below. And that's it. See ya.